welcome to the Convention of States Action Texas Capitol Brigade Update. Hey there, Texas Patriots. This is Erica Hatfield, Convention of States, Texas. We are gathered today with the Capitol Brigade team that was faithfully at the Capitol this week for the team, and they saw a lot of things. So we're going to ask them a few questions. And so we've got today Cindy, who is our Capitol Brigade leader, Cindy Phillips, and then with her is also Paul Gastineau, who is one of our legislative liaison team members who, what do? You are doing your training there for us. He is a past lobbyist, and so we are grateful for him as a conservative lobbyist to help us through this session. And then we've got others that went this week because it was a very active week, first week of the 88th legislative session. And they gavelled in at the beginning of the week. And so we're just going to talk for just a little bit about what you all experienced. So Cindy, if you would begin and introduce yourself first of all. I will unmute you. Hold on just a second. Although I can't unmute you.
There we go. Got it. All right.
All right. Introduce yourself if you would, and then let Paul introduce himself.
Cindy Phillips, regional captain for the Senate District 4, Senate District 7 area. I'm also on the awesome Capitol Brigade team. So happy to be here.
Paul Gastineau, legislative liaison on the Capitol Brigade team that does whatever Cindy and Erica tell me.
Oh, that's awesome. So tell us, and Dawn. Oh, go ahead, Dawn. Introduce yourself as well.
Dawn Bednars. I just follow Cindy and Paul around. Do what they tell me.
Hardly.
Okay, you guys do a lot more than that. So let's get started in regards to some questions. So tell us about day one when the ceremonies that happened on day one.
All right. Also want to recognize, I think Dana Oaks is on, and
Dana Oaks is there, yeah.
And Tina Orball. And I don't know about Paul Gregory. I don't know if he made it on here or not, but that they were an awesome group there. And I know Richard and Henry and John Van Campernall, awesome group. So
yeah.
And Caleb
was awesome.
I think there was like 30 people there, is what you said.
We had a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people. And I know
a lot of COSers there.
Shelby was there. We had a lot of folks that just really, it was really stellar. So yeah, we arrived on Tuesday. Went. It was a little bit of a hiccup, as you know. We posted the pictures where Sweet Dawn will drive off cliffs to get to COS events. So
I heard, yeah.
But that all worked out well, and so it worked out okay. But yeah, so after the gaveling in, I'm working my way backward in my mind. Sorry, y'all, it's been a busy week, so I'm trying to get back to Tuesday. So you may have to help jog my memory, Paul. After the swearing in, so we had the swearing in all the different legislative offices. They had watch parties. So we did not actually go into. You had to have an actual ticket to get in to the House gallery. And so we did not have that. So what we did was we kind of divided and conquered. And I know, and other people didn't speak up for how they handled it. But Paul and I went and checked in with our rep, which is Cecil Bell, and actually met his chief of staff. Started relationship building, which Paul really talks about how that's so important, right? And so we really got a good. We had about a 20-minute conversation, I would say, with the chief of staff, and that was really good. So he knows who we are, and we left him some pocket constitutions, which from Texas Public Policy Foundation. I said, I'm sure you have some of these, but he had never seen them, and he was so excited. So just saying, that's a good thing to maybe think about taking around, and we're going to work on putting some little goodie bags together to take around later. But anyway, so other folks went to their legislators' offices and really got to know them. And I would like in a little bit, if Dana wouldn't mind telling her what happened with her. It was really neat because she has a brand new rep and she's just getting to know him and his staff. But So that's kind of what we did. We just spent the afternoon going around and visiting with the different legislators and
So
And
tell me,
mostly their staff.
there's
Yeah.
yes, mostly the staff.
so tell us, what is the Capitol Brigade? What is your purpose and what are you planning to do this legislative session?
Okay, so really the main purpose is, as far as I can see, is that we want to have our presence known at the Capitol, and we want to be able to be an army of grassroots self-governing citizens that are lobbying for what we, citizen lobbyists that are there to build a relationship with our legislators and their staff, and to understand, get a working knowledge, if we don't already have it, which I'm always learning, a working knowledge of how the legislation works, the ins, the outs, how bills become laws, how in the process, how we can affect change and make a difference. And certainly for this particular, for the 88th legislation, our focal point will be to get the sunset clause removed for the Convention of States, obviously. But as Paul, and I can let Paul speak what he, to his point too, for the training and all what we do, how to make that happen. In other words, we're not going to just walk into our legislator and say, "Hi, nice to meet you. Would you please support us?" Right. So it's about getting that relationship, asking how we can help them. So I'm learning a lot from the pro here.
So,
But
so real short, Paul. So real short, Paul. What did you do? What service did you provide this week?
I'm sorry, what
service did you provide this week? Yep.
Missed a point that at the end of May, we want the joint resolution passed and we want election integrity improved.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So you did some training this week. Is that right?
I hope that people think it was training. Yes.
Yes.
And
The thing I told them is it's just like all of us are supposed to do as believers, is Hebrews 10, 24, 25. And as we're supposed to spur each other on to love and good deeds. What we're trying to do is wherever everybody's at, we're supposed to spur them to go just a little bit further.
That's great. So you did some training and there was a room full of people. So how many people did you have there talking about spurring each other on? Let's say that.
So, we've been essentially had 3 different groups. And I think the first time we probably had 15 in there. Y'all feel free to correct me. And then the second time we started with 5 and we wound up with about 15 that time also. So I'm guessing there were about a total of 30 that did that. The room wasn't big enough to hold 30, but we did 3 different sessions.
Yeah. So tell me 1 to 2 stories that you experienced this week that were that brought so many people this week.
What was the last part that did what?
Brought so many people.
Oh, that brought
so many people. Yeah.
Well, like why they came?
Yeah. So this week was the gaveling in. So that was Monday, right?
Gotcha.
Then Tuesday, I think it was Monday, right? Or Tuesday.
Tuesday was gavel in, and then
Wednesday was then they debated on the rules. Is that right?
Yes.
So they debated on the rules, and there were some curveballs there, from what I hear.
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Well, for one thing, the way I look at it was kind of a plus to start out that way, because with everybody coming and expecting to come on Thursday, the call out was for everybody to come to the Capitol on Thursday. That was the call out. And really, there was not a lot left to do on Thursday. And it was a good lesson for everyone to learn straight up from the get-go, that this is the way it happens. This is more the norm. I don't want to use the word moving target, but hey, we are at the gun range, so it's a moving target, right? So you have to stay flexible. You have to stay flexible. And the biggest thing to know about legislation and the workings, the ins and outs of the Capitol is you never know what's going to happen. They'll set an agenda, they'll set a calendar, they'll set a schedule, and it could happen early, it could happen late, it could be hurry up and wait. And then for one thing, on Thursday, we were told on Wednesday night Thursday gavel in is at 10:30. I think they gavelled in at 10:50, which that actually is pretty good. You know, we've been in there before. It was an hour, 2 hours, 3, you know.
Senate didn't even come until later than that.
Yeah, that's true. The Senate was even, later than that.
If I could add, one of the things I think to emphasize what Cindy said is you never know what the schedule's going to be. We clearly had a Republican Party that was anticipating there to be fireworks on Thursday. Historically, I think many people will tell you that that stuff was over on Wednesday. It occasionally rolls over to Thursday. You know, we were told to gavel in at 10:30. We took our training group up there at 10:30, told them that if they found things interesting at 11 to stay. If not, we'd go back. Well, at 11, nothing happened. And the reality of it, that's a learning experience because that's frequently the way it is. You go, somebody tells you something's going to happen at 9, and it doesn't happen till 10, or it may not happen at all. So a lot of this is unfortunately reality in the political world.
Yeah. But I will say that what I like to say is there's never a wasted trip to the Capitol, ever. There's never. We, as many times as we've all been down there, and I know Dawn can attest to that, and many of you others that are on the call, we've never had a wasted trip to the Capitol or to Austin. Even if it's nothing going on, there may be like not one legislator or their staff left there. Well, there's people to see and talk to at Texas Public Policy Foundation. There's people to talk. We have friends in the area, right?
Yeah.
That are our allies, that we can build those relationships. We can get information. We can, we always are meeting and learning while we're down there, no matter
So
what.
what do you
We
want to
take
tell
it and
the-
make.
That's awesome. So what do you want to tell the Convention of States Patriots in Texas? When can they come to see you? When can they, drive down? What's a good time? What's a good day? Tell us your plans.
So I would say if you're guaranteed to have someone at the Capitol every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Outside of that, it can change a little as well. So I would say to go to the Slack channel, get on the Slack channel, the 88th legislation, and Dawn has put together a sign up genius with dates that they can sign up for all 140 days. I guess we're at 139, 138 now, whatever's left. And it at the top of those sign up sheets, it will tell you on the dates that we have leaders there who to call. And if you can't get one of us, surely you would get one of us. They would get one of us. Call until you get someone.
Okay, so this is going to be going out to everybody who is not a volunteer. So if you're a volunteer, yes, go to Slack. If you're not a volunteer, go to conventionofstates.com/TX-capital. And that's a TOL capital, not TAL. I'm really bad at misspelling things. So conventionofstates.com, conventionofstates.com/TX-capital. So, okay, you guys, we're going to try to do this once a week on Friday, and we'll be sending this out. So till next week. Thank you.
Thank you.